Hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Filipina Adventures. It's been 100 years since I've done a video. Actually, it's been a while. So today I'm going to do a video here. We're going to talk about communication in the Philippines. I worked this morning. Merry Christmas to everybody. It is 8:29 a.m. here on Christmas Eve here in Daytona Beach, Florida, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. I worked all morning from 5 a.m. until 8:30 a.m. and I made $31.29. It's not very much money. So when I go to Walmart, $31 ain't going to be enough. I'll have to be dipping in the other part. Isn't that amazing? But today we're going to talk about communication with your Filipina. It is very important that, well, there's a couple things to talk about here. Is when you first make sure that when you get with your Filipina, that you sit down and talk with her briefly in a good tone, and you guys communicate and just say, honey, I want to always make sure we keep our communications open, because if you have a bad day, I want to know it, and I want you to know that I have a bad day. So many Filipinas and Americans and foreigners, it doesn't have to be American, any foreign person that's marrying a Filipina, you got to understand their mindset. Their mindset is they're truly, when they marry you, they're truly into you. And they can tell when something's bothering you. They can tell when you're having a bad day. They can tell when you're having a good day. They can just tell. And your tone of voice matters a lot to them. And if you come across a certain tone, the reason I'm talking about this subject is I had a couple of guys this week talk to me about their relationships. They're having a hard time. And a lot of it is communication. And I asked them, are you spending the time to communicate with them? Now, one has children and the other one doesn't. But they're both having the same problem. Or their Filipinas are getting upset. In fact, they're not talking to them. They're not giving them any kind of attention. So, and in fact, it's serious. It's really serious. So the main thing that you have to do, not only this, first things and foremost, and the only reason I can say this is we've been married 8 years in October. So 8 years plus a month, okay? Whatever that month means, it matters. The one thing that I always try to tell everybody is our relationship perfect? No. Have we gone through troubles? We've gone through troubles like everybody else does. Communication was 90% of our problem. The other one was the internet. If you guys remember back in the day, we got an argument over the internet because we had none. It wouldn't work when I was doing live streams. But the thing you have to do is you need to ask your partner, your wife, every day, are you doing okay today? Or are you having a good day? And know her enough to know whether she's telling the truth or not. Don't dig too deep into it, but know her enough to know whether she's having a good day or not by her tones, because she'll tell you in her tones. And you, as a man, you'll understand the tones, because if you've been married before or been around women in the United States, you'll understand the tones. Their tones are more milder and different. As Filipinas, they're grown. They're nurtured early on to take care of the man, and their fathers and most of the time mothers tell them to take care of the guy, because this is the way it is. It's Christian based, and in the Philippines, and that's who they are, and that's what they do. The thing that I find that most guys fall short in is communicating with a wife on a regular basis, having that time with them alone, away from the children, away from the family, and enjoying themselves for that. That's what you need to do. You need to take your wife out of the current situation, because when they do something, they get very attentive into that moment. In other words, if they're doing books or doing book work, they're going to be attentive to that. They're not going to be paying attention to anything around them. You have to, and I noticed this even here in the States. There was a Filipina at a place, and she was really in tune to what she's doing at the restaurant, and she didn't hear anything else I said about the menu. She was new. But you have to, even with my wife, sometimes she does that. Did you hear what I told you? No, I didn't hear you. because they're so in tune doing what they're doing. So what you have to do is get them away from, if they're watching TV, get them away from the TV. If they're watching the kids, get the kids away, have someone else watch the kids. You take your wife out for breakfast or lunch or dinner or whatever, or go in the bedroom and close the door. Ruth and I would do that sometimes and talk to her because a lot of times I will ask a question and the family gets involved in that question, and then they're chatting about the question that I asked, and they're talking about it for 10 minutes, and I get my question never answered. So that is a pet peeve of mine. And so I talked to my wife about that right before I left the Philippines. I said, I asked a question. She goes, I am so sorry. I never realized I did that. And yeah, so you have to, and of course when I call now or call or whatever, she's very attentive, and whatever she does, she drops it. It's like if she is asking me a question, no matter what I'm doing, I stop and do whatever I'm doing, I stop, except for driving. But if I'm doing something, I stop doing what I'm doing so I can do that. That is very important in a relationship. If you can handle those 2 or 3 things, communicate away, communication on a daily basis that you understand who she is. Number 3 is communication in a manner that she's going to understand who you are and what you expect. Because a lot of times they can't read your minds. And so you have to tell them exactly, hey, honey, it's whatever, Christmas Eve, I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to buy a few things. But make sure she understands that it's Christmas Eve and you're going to leave and do this, that, and other. A Filipina was in the car yesterday, and she was telling me a story. That was her major problem with her husband, because he would tell her, she would be watching the kids, one kid, and the little boy, and she said he never said bye to me. And come to find out, he did. He did. Because we had a camera set up into the bedroom for watching when we were gone, for the daycare lady to do it so we could keep an eye on her. So he says, go back on the camera and listen to it. And she did. And she says, he did come to me. And he did ask me, honey, I'm going to the store, you need anything? And I said, no, have a good time. And I did not pay any attention to it because I'm involved in that environment. Well, that's Filipina. Not all of us do it, but that's really true Filipina. If she's talking with her sisters or talking with her mom and daddy, aunts or uncles, they're not going to remember anything. So what you have to do is sit down a few minutes with her and have that talk in the beginning. Because if you don't, if you have that talk midstream or lake stream, she's going to say, why are you mad at me? And then it could cause some conflict. There's many things that you need to do in your relationship in the beginning to make sure if there's a rocky road, just talk about it. It's not like you're setting ground rules. You're setting a basis, an outline, like writing a book, an outline on what the relationship's going to be about. You're writing the chapters, because things are not always going to be the same, because children come into the factor, family comes into the factor, health, life, life in general. So you have to be able to do that. So I want to tell everybody, please take your time and understand that. Now, also, as you guys know, Ruth is coming, different subject, and I'm kind of finished with that. It's coming to the States. I have books online that I'm selling on Amazon. I'm going to list a couple in this video in the description. So if you want to maybe take a look and buying a book and leaving a review, I would really appreciate it. It will go to the Gold Fund Tom, Get My Wife Here funds. Because as you can see, I'm not making a lot doing Uber and Lyft. It was better. People are coming in from other states and running Uber and Lyft. And what I mean by that is a guy yesterday, we had an Ohio, a Texas, and a Ontario, Canada car picking up passengers at the place I was in line at a nursing home. And luckily, my lady was first, or I was been there for a while, and I picked up my lady. She says, what's going on? I says, I don't know. So it's oversaturation of people doing Uber and Lyft now, and my funds are decreasing. So I'm going to have to find a legitimate job. And I started writing books and doing books. That's puzzle books, coloring books, journals, daily journals. I'm making a calendar right now. I'm doing it to help. So if if you can, fine. If you can't, fine. It's not a big deal. Am I soliciting? Yeah. I'm just going to say, yeah, I'm soliciting. For the first time in my life, I'm saying that because it will help do that. Because as you know, I work 6 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day. And it's something that even I'm so tired when I get up in the morning at 69 years old, I'm tired. And don't think that driving is easy. It's not. And because you get different clientele, you get different type of people. You get people that are just people you don't want in your car. So you just do the best you can, But I wanted to talk about that video, and I kind of want to tell the guys out there about that. Hopefully you guys watch it to the end and help me out there. But and I've lost some subscribers on the channel, which is understandably so. Subscribers get you nothing. It gets you not $1 more. Nothing gets you anything other than people watching your videos. And so God bless everybody. Merry Christmas, and thank you so much.